Hello, Professor Alto here. Today we are going to talk about creating algorithms that will represent the rules by which your serious game operates. To do this, we're going to go back to something we discussed in previous episodes, the 5 pillars of behavior change, which we will use as our organizing framework. In previous episodes, we've discussed the following 6 tools that represent the foundation for algorithms. 1. 7 domains of well-being. To go beyond just one domain, such as physical, and include others such as emotional, spiritual, financial, environmental, intellectual, and social. 2. Design box. To ideate and create the basic story and ideas behind your game. 3. Key principles of behavioral economics. To reward people's predictably irrational behaviors, which are often counterintuitive and violate expected norms of behaviors based upon the rational economic actor model seen in economics. 4. 5 positive psychology principles of PERMA. To promote positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments as rewards for changing behaviors. 5. 5 principles of game mechanics. To ensure that these game elements are baked in rather than tacked on to your serious game. And 6. 6 principles of digital success. To ensure that we harness the power of digital technologies to ensure adoption, which means that they need to be integrated, interoperable, intelligent, social, outcome-oriented, and engaging. Many of the various principles, domains, and guidelines described in these 6 tools are overlapping and complementary. The key is not to have a separate algorithm for each one, but to create algorithms that guide the player's behavior. This is accomplished by creating algorithms that synthesize these elements into logical frameworks that guide people towards new behaviors, enable them to do them, motivates them to continue to do them, supports them when they need additional help, and educates them as to why they are valuable. These are the 5 pillars of behavior change that we discussed in a previous episode. It is these 5 tool sets that enable you to effectively apply the 5 pillars. 7 domains of well-being defines the scope of our guiding actions. 5 principles of game mechanics and 8 principles of behavioral economics is how we enable new behaviors. 5 positive psychology principles of PERMA is how we motivate the behavior we are seeking to create. 6 principles of digital success is how we ensure support for the behaviors. And the game genre that we select and create through the design box is how we choose to educate those in the behavior change process. The process I use to teach this in my class is as follows. Step 1. Select a gaming genre you would like to apply. For example, action, adventure, fantasy, fighting, first-person shooter, interactive fiction, trivia, role-playing, simulation, etc. Step 2. Identify a couple of reference games in your genre that you think are fun and effective and see how they apply these tools in their game. Take detailed notes to get good ideas of what seems to work and what doesn't. Step 3. Use Design Box to begin to ideate and create your basic game design and use the 7 domains of well-being to decide where you need to expand or limit the scope of focus. Step 4. Then use these other 4 tools in succession to see how you would apply them to realize the benefits necessary to make it a successful game. I like to do this by comparing how the reference games, identified in Step 2, apply each of these tools and then figure out how you could do it as well. Step 5. Create your algorithms and commit them to writing so you can refine and improve them. One of my favorite quotes is, "I don't know what I think until I see what I say." Writing creates clarity of thought that words can never do. Step 6. Create your wireframe as outlined in another episode to show how the algorithms work. This process is obviously never-ending. You can't do this just once and consider it done. You will always find ways to add, remove, and refine your algorithms that are the key to behavior change. But this is a good way to start. Thanks for watching. Please look at the video description for links to exercises and other resources.